Hello, and welcome to Lemmy Reviews, where we bring you the stories you may not yet have heard of. As always, I'm Ross Lemieux. Well, everyone, we are on our final issue of our second series, and what a story it has been, as we follow two people, not only trying to survive in a world of demons, but psychologically and physically healing their trauma as they progress and become each other's found family. Let's dive in and see how it all finally unfolds. On the cover of this issue, number 5, we see the three main characters outlined by a scenery that shows destruction all around them, where the whole world looks like it's on fire. We see Kravita taking care of Grayson, who passed out and hit his head, being overwhelmed by everything happening to him, like the powers and the loss of his brother. He sees the decrepit face verbally trying to break him. They draw nearer to their goal, crawling through a cave entrance, Gray still convinced that the behemoth is the root cause of all their problems, just like Kavita had told him. Finding the hidden place, it turns out to be a dark, mystical place. A monster's bones litter the ground spread across the cave's floor, rocks floating in mid-air as they look out into the distance. Gray, back in the tub, seems groggy and disoriented. Kavita putting into his head that this is once more all the behemoth's fault, and that she will fix it by taking the girl with her to sacrifice. As the demons then try to pull Gray down again, Ren breaks into the room. Seeing Gray handcuffed to the tub, she demands to know what is going on, only to be grabbed up and forced to come with Kavita. Snapping back, we see them running across the cave to where the angels sit, only to find that both of the angels have been deceased, and they are then confronted by someone who has followed them inside the cave. Kavita has found them, mocking them for their failed plan. Ren tries to surge forward to face her, only to be stopped by Gray, who then goes to fight her, knowing that the toll to Ren might be too much for her to handle. As they fight, it becomes clear just how far out of his league he is, as Kavita quickly gets the upper hand. She dispatches Gray with a stun baton and turns her attention to Ren. The military, who have been hounding our hero since the incident at the city, had lagged behind, but now have tracked them, finally finding their position, and entered the cave. Kavita lands a great blow on Ren, and drives the behemoth back into Ren's body, and pins her to the ground. Pain rushes through Gray and Ren's connection, making him scream out. Because of the pain, Gray withdraws into his memories when him and Liam sat under their blanket fort. Liam acts as a comforting voice to Gray, driving his despair away, reassuring Gray that he isn't alone in the struggle. Gray believing he is too weak and broken to make any type of difference. They have a touching moment, Liam telling him that his heart is strong, that he doesn't need to save the world, just try saving one person, and that the past is a reminder of where you have been in case you get lost. He then opens the door and helps Gray walk back into the light. The past and present mirror each other. Like before, Kavita tried to separate Ren and Gray with the intentions of hurting the girl. Only this time she succeeded in doing so, leaving Ren badly injured, but her belief in Gray pays off. Where before Gray only had access to some of his power, now no limits are restraining him from his full potential, as he unleashes his full might on Kavita. Kavita is stunned, so much so that her weapon disappears, allowing Gray to swoop down, leaving Kavita in her disbelief, what she thought she knew turning out to be false. Gray leaves her there, traveling away as a nearly blinding light. And now we see what they call the fall. As Gray scoops up Ren, the sky tears open. Lightning crashes down on the earth, causing an apocalyptic sight. Taking the opportunity, while Kavita is distracted, they steal her car, leaving her behind with no immediate way to give chase. Kavita, left alone in a dark, solemn cave, sits and questions her entire choice, while the military takes the opportunity to try and recruit her to their cause. Ren, healed from her wounds, wakes up to a sunrise, a complete tone shift having taken place in both of their attitudes. Joking with one another, even planning on getting Ren's long-awaited frozen yogurt. As they look out, Gray asks about how the behemoth is doing, with Ren telling him he's kind of mad at her for almost dying. Gray asks that when they get back to normal, if he could ask the behemoth a few questions. And that leads to the end of Book 5. Hello, and welcome to Lemmy Reviews, where we bring you the stories you may not yet have heard of. As always, I'm Ross Lemieux. Well, everyone, we are on our final issue of our second series, and what a story it has been, as we follow two people, not only trying to survive in a world of demons, but psychologically and physically healing their trauma as they progress and become each other's found family. Let's dive in and see how it all finally unfolds. And that is the last chapter in this great story. I was not a personal fan of the constant back and forth between past and present, since it made it feel like the story flow was constantly being interrupted by jumping back and forth. Where it is my opinion, starting in the past and working to the end of the story instead of splicing together like they did, would have made it flow a lot better. But the really good parts are the amazing art and the style. It's breathtaking detail, especially how they do background detail, or the care they put into the panels. They really want to pop. And while I have my gripe about the layout of the story, I like the message, the father-daughter relationship, and the idea of the found family, mixed with the idea that just because something is broken doesn't make it weak, but can make you stronger if you embrace bettering yourself and ignoring the limitations others put on you. And though the story had been set up with the idea of a continuation, and the creators have said they would like to pick it back up, no such plans have been made as of yet. But hope springs eternal. With that, I want to talk about our next venture into a larger series and one of my absolute favorites, for its use of one of my most loved subjects, mythology, and how the viewpoint of an ancient story can shape them. A story about how family working both with and against you can shape your life. A 30-part series, award-winning in its telling, called Once and Future. I hope you join us for the next part. And until then, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment and let us know what you thought down below. Thank you very much and have a nice night.